Welcome back to Parsnips and Parsimony. This video is part of a bigger video collaboration from Women of Faith. I'll put all the other videos down in the description below if you want to check out all the other recipes as part of this collaboration. But today I am making a childhood favorite of mine. I have never shared this recipe with you guys, and this was a favorite when I was a kiddo. So I hope this will be as much of a favorite for you guys as it is for me. Very simple to put together.
Do you remember this is the first thing you ever made for me?
Is it?
Yes.
Really?
Really? You didn't remember that?
No, I don't.
Oh.
I was more concerned about other important things. So easy to put together. 4 cups of chicken. You're going to need a can of French fried onion rings, 2 cans of cream of chicken or mushroom. I prefer chicken in this recipe, but if you don't have that, go ahead and substitute that. Or you can mix and match if you want to do a cream of celery, cream of chicken, however you want to mix that up. Use what you have on hand. I'm going to need some cheddar cheese here, mixed vegetables. If you don't have mixed vegetables, use what you have on hand. Again, this recipe is flexible for what is best for you and what you have on hand. So please don't go out to the store and buy special ingredients. Use what you have and it will always come out delicious. So I already went ahead and boiled up my chicken. This was about 4 pounds of legs and quarters. It was really inexpensive. It was on sale. I think it was 59 cents a pound. So that's what I used. If you prefer chicken breast, you can go ahead and use that. Just 4 cups of chicken diced up, and there's actually a few chunks in there, bigger chunks in there, because, you know, that's life when you have a lot of helpers in the kitchen. Okay, so put that in there, and then take your cans of cream of chicken soup, and that's what I have today. Go ahead and preheat the oven to 350 degrees for me. And to this, you're going to add 1 soup can of milk. Doesn't matter if you're using skim, 1%, 2%, use whatever you have on hand. If you only have half and half, do half, fill up the can with half of half and half, and then top it off with water, and you're pretty much just making milk for this. The recipe calls for 2.8 ounces of French fried onion rings. This particular one is a 6-ounce can, so they're talking the little one. So I'm only going to throw a couple in here and then reserve the rest for the top. So about that much. And we're going to add a pound of vegetables. Now this bag here is 12 ounces. So I'm going to be mixing and matching my vegetables here. Again, use what you have on hand, what's available for you. So I'm going to do some of these. And then I have just some plain peas. I'm going to add some of this. This is a great way to stretch the dish with some extra veggies in there. And then last night we had some leftover green beans that I cooked. So I'm just going to chop those up and toss those in too. Again, use what you have on hand.
And these came from our garden.
Yep. Just little odds and ends. Oh, do we still have any of the corn from last night, or did we eat that up?
Oh, I think we ate that.
I think we ate that, okay. Because I could toss that in too. Again, very simple. And lastly, you're going to add some of the cheese. You can do a handful or 2, about a cup. We're going to save some for the top. 2, call that good. And now we're just going to mix this all up. See how easy that was? I mean...
And I thought you worked hard on my first meal.
Oh no, now you're going to think that I didn't really want to cook for you. Actually, I cooked it because it was my favorite dish, Art.
Well, actually, that wasn't the only thing you cooked, so...
I should actually have gotten a bigger bowl for this. All my other bowls are filled with tomatoes currently. We just harvested our tomatoes from our garden, and this is the best I could find.
Should I show them what's on the table right now?
Sure, you can show them all the tomatoes we just picked.
This is what our table looks like. These are tomatoes we got from yesterday, but that's not all of them. And these are the beans. We had a mother load of beans yesterday. Lots of zucchini. They got a little too big. Watermelon, a little tiny watermelon. And then these are the rest of the tomatoes. As soon as we're done with this recipe, we're going to make some tomato sauce. And as you can see, we have the tomatoes and then the onions in there. Then we have to put the garlic. Actually, I have some garlic in a couple of these. I'm kind of working on this as Janelle is working on her chicken lettuce. See, there's Janelle's stuff she's working on, and then over here I'm working on the garlic. So, but you can't see that in the video. You can only see Janelle. So, oh, and Peter and Mary and everyone else. In case if you're wondering about the green tomatoes, those are called Granny Smiths, and they're supposed to be green.
So this is all well mixed here, and the milk is all, you know, mixed right in. That looks real good. We're just gonna.
Oh, there's a big clump of.
What did I miss? Oh, those
Clump of
peas.
frozen peas there.
There. Is that better?
That's better. Well, not that there's anything wrong with clumps of frozen peas, but.
In a lightly greased 9x13 pan, and then we're just gonna bake it for about 20 minutes. That's gonna start heating this up, and then we're going to top it with some more cheese, some onion rings, and then my favorite part, croissant biscuits. That's the best part. Spread that out. All right, next recipe, while that is cooking in the oven, I'm going to put together a mock apple cinnamon loaf. So if you guys have any zucchinis that look like mine, oops, yes, they got forgotten in the garden. We're gonna use this zucchini up, chop off the ends, we're going to peel it, and then scoop out the seeds, dice this up, and we're going to cook it and turn it into apple pie filling, mock apple pie filling. What a good way to use up too big of zucchini art.
Yes.
No one's gonna ever know.
This goes to the chickens. They actually love this stuff. So they get that, and you turn this into eggs.
So you can see how massive these seeds are. You don't really want those in your food. So we're gonna scrape these out. Again, feed them to the chickens. They're gonna love this. And then dice up this, then we'll dice up the solid part of the zucchini. Mary, would you like to help scraping that out?
Huh. Here, chickens, I have some food for you. You should see them coming out the window real soon. Oh, here they come.
The zucchini is all cleaned out. In a saucepan, I'm going to add, now this is a really big zucchini, so I'm doubling this amount. I'm going to do 1 stick of butter, along with, that's a half a cup, along with a half a cup of brown sugar. Put that in there. And then we're going to take the zucchini and we're going to dice this up. Real conventional here, Art.
Right.
Like everybody cuts a zucchini like
Mom, do you want me?
Whatever works.
Do you want me to put together this one?
I think when you have a large family, you do things a little odd. Like you do everything odd, not just a few things.
And for those of you who are new to our channel because of this collaboration, we have 9 children, ages 19 and a half down to 5 months old. So life can get a little crazy around here, and we're always cooking a lot of food. So gone are the days of like perfect cooking, although I am very type A. I love everything perfect. That does not currently happen. All the zucchinis chopped up, add about a tablespoon. Again, this is all depends on how you like your apple pie filling. That's just cinnamon. And then I have a little bit of nutmeg left here. So I'm going to say this is going to be about a half a teaspoon. Again, make adjustments for what you like. And then I need to add a half a cup of water.
My eyes are definitely killing me.
And then we're just going to cook this on medium until it starts boiling and cooking down, stirring it so it doesn't stick. It's going to taste good, Art.
Yes, it will. We got that on the stove, and we have 3 minutes left, so we're trying to hurry up and get everything done. So that is done while the chicken lattice is finishing up.
So next step is taking our canned croissant rolls. Aldi has these fairly inexpensively, so I just picked them up there. You'll either need 1 or 2, depending on how many croissants you like.
Oh, I love that.
going to pop them out and unfold them. Uh-oh, there's our 20 minutes. Okay, so you're gonna unroll these like this.
And can you do homemade ones if you want?
I don't think there's gonna be many people that are gonna make homemade croissant rolls. That requires laminating the dough, which is a lot of work. So if you're making this recipe, you're more than likely going to do canned. If you do make your own croissant rolls, feel free to use your own. You'll just use the same method. So now we're going to cut these into strips. It's like we're going to be making a pie crust. A cherry pie. Oh, that sounds good right about now.
Apple pie.
You're an apple pie fan?
Made from zucchini.
Zucchini apple pie. Wouldn't that be a zucchini pie instead? Okay, there's that. Pop this out now. So it's just starting to get a little bubbly on the edges, which is perfect. So we're just going to top this now with some of that remaining cheese. Not too much, just enough for flavor. And then we're going to take some of the French fried onion rings and do the same thing with them. So easy, Art. We love French fried onion rings and we love cheese, so I go a little heavy on those. What about a little bit more?
Yeah, you can throw a few extras in.
So now we're going to take our croissant rolls and start laying them on here. So I'll do about 3. Uh-oh. Oh, it fell apart. Ah, don't want to forget the croissant roll. There we go. And then we'll start laying these the other direction. So just like you were doing a pie. Just pinch that off on the corner, set that aside. And we'll do the same thing here. Oh, gotta pull this one up. Did you know I did this for you, Art?
Yes.
Like this.
Yes, I've helped you with this before.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with the extra?
Oh, we'll just piece the extra together. Ah!
Lift this up.
So now I have the little pieces, and we'll just go ahead and piece these on. Like that. And this one on top, this one's under, over, and there's a little piece, so we'll just kind of fit it in wherever. No biggie, nobody will ever complain. Oh, Hannah, are you gonna complain? All right, there, that's done, and we're gonna cook this for another 15 minutes. Okay, while I'm here, this is starting to bubble. Give this a stir. This is going to take a good, 20-30 minutes. We want to get that zucchini nice and tender. So this is just going to keep simmering away here.
What are you doing?
We love these things. Would you like one?
Sure, thank you.
Oh, these are the best.
While we're waiting for the zucchini, we're going
You
to
don't want it?
add the salt
You do? Want it?
and the pepper.
And then we'll cook this later after everything else is done.
Yes, as soon as that's, 4 of them and fill the oven.
Should make between 6 and 7 quarts of sauce that I'll can later. Okay. And then, did you put the oil on it already?
I did not.
Goes through so much black pepper art in the cooking season.
Yes, we do. And I was just informed that I was not supposed to use the red onion on that. I was only supposed to use the white onions.
And that's a preferential
Yeah,
thing. I
that's-
prefer a white onion over the red. The red is better for salads. But it's
Yes,
okay.
but
It's all good. Okay.
I did not know.
Yes,
I do
I'm
now, though.
I'm
Nobody's
not
gonna know
measuring the
this.
olive oil. There we go. Okay, next is the bread for the zucchini. So we're going to put in 1 stick of butter, the equivalent of a 1/2 cup of butter, and we're going to melt that for 30 seconds. And I have a broken egg here, Art, so we'll use that today. Okay. Take your butter wrapper, and it had some butter left on it, and so I'm just going to grease the pan. This is already a non-stick pan, so it works pretty well, but a little extra butter never hurts it, and it's a great way to reuse your little bit of butter in your baking butter wrapper. Okay, so this is all done. And to this, we're going to add a 1/2 cup of sugar.
Do you need to add the full amount of sugar on this?
I already cut it back down.
Okay.
So this is not a super sweet bread because I cut it back. Originally we started out with 3/4 cup, and that was just too sweet. So we cut that back even more to a 1/2 cup.
Yeah, usually we cut back on sugar if we can. Sometimes recipes don't allow it, but other times...
This one worked.
Other times you can cut back the sugar, and then you learn to not need so much sugar all the time.
Okay, 2 eggs, 1/2 cup of butter, and the 1/2 cup of sugar. We're just going to mix this really well until it's nice and fluffy.
Well, Janelle is working on that. I'm going to stir this one more time.
So about a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Okay. And we're going to add just a pinch of salt. Again, you can control how much salt you're on the low sodium diet. You can cut that back a little bit more. And then I need 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. Add that in. Along with 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. Half. 1 and 1.5. Along with a 1/2 cup of milk. Add that in. Now we're just going to gently mix this. Don't want to over mix it. It'll make it really tough. We don't like tough bread. We want really tender.
You have 4 minutes.
A little less than a minute left on the clock, so we're trying to hurry here.
Oh, you know what? It's going to go a little bit longer. See, it's not
okay.
quite cooked. So I'm going to add 5 more minutes.
Okay.
You want those biscuits golden brown, so that'll be perfect timing. 9 by 13 greased loaf pan. We're going to put about 2/3 of the batter in the pan. And just eyeball this. Tell me when you think that's about 2/3. I think that's about 2/3.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Think that's 2/3?
That's good.
And just spread that out like that. Okay, the other day I had some of the zucchini filling. So since that one's already cooking and I had some leftovers, I'm just going to use the filling that I had from the other day. And we're just going to put that in the middle of our loaf. And you can adjust how much you want in there. You can put more, you can put less. Really just depends on how you like it.
More, of course.
More, of course. When I made it the other day, there were a couple complaints that there wasn't enough of the filling in it. So, we're gonna fill it up this time. Now we're just gonna take that leftover dough, or batter, I guess would be better, and put it on top like that. This would be a really nice brunch or breakfast loaf with some scrambled eggs or brunch, whatever you guys like, but it's a nice, sweet, breakfasty type of bread. I think we didn't divide that up quite enough, Art.
Okay. It'll work, though.
It'll all work in the end. And lastly, I have a tablespoon of just white sugar here. I'm going to add a little bit of cinnamon to it. And just mix that. Not too much sugar, but just enough to sweeten it up. And then take this and sprinkle it on top. Oh, this is going to be so good. So this is all done. It's going to cook for about 40 minutes. You're going to want that internal temperature of about 190. I don't know if you guys are going to want to test this with a meat thermometer, but 190 to make sure it's totally done, which is about 40 minutes. Ooh, it's almost done. Almost done. Just starting to get a little golden. We want to let it cook up just a little bit more. Put that over there. Put this in there. 40 minutes. So while everything is cooking, if you're making this for your dinner, something I like to do to stretch it is make rice. So I actually saved my chicken broth from when I cooked the chicken yesterday. I'm going to use that to make rice to go along with our meal and just round it out a little bit and stretch it a little bit further. That looks good. Nice and bubbly. Doesn't that look good?
Yes, it does.
It's done. It's not my most beautiful creation ever. And as I told you, we have 9 children. Well, obviously someone could not resist the temptation of the cinnamon sugar on the top.
They picked it right
oh
there.
well. Yeah, it should still taste just as delicious. So, we ready? Moment of truth here.
Okay, here, I'll get the camera in place here.
Is it going to be good or not? Oh, that looks good. Would you like to be my taste tester?
Sure.
All right.
Yeah, the one dark spot there was just a shadow. Okay, I will try that. Thank you.
Let's see how it came out.
What's the verdict?
It is so good. You would never guess that was zucchini.
What's wrong with zucchini?
Nothing's wrong with zucchini unless you have a complex that it's green. I think I could win some people over with this.
You probably could.
All right. So, there you go. Recipe links, printable recipe links, all down in the description below. Please check out the other ladies who have been part of this video collab for all of their recipes. You'll find that link also in the description. I hope you're having a fabulous day. I hope you enjoyed watching me cook along in the kitchen, and we'll see you for our next video. Bye!
Are you going to open up this and show them what it looks like?
I can. I mean, it looks like how it is. Of course, we're going to serve this with some rice. Look at that. Oh, so delicious. Brings back a lot of memories there, Art.
Yes, it does.
Slice a piece of bread. Yum. Can you say delicious?
Delicious.